Well, the recommendations are in. The federal FEMA Review Council approved a list of 10 recommendations they say could make FEMA much more efficient when responding to storms.
Yeah, let's hope it works. Fox 13's Evan Axelbeck is here to show us some of the changes and the response to them. Tell us more.
Well, Mark and Allie, the key word here is speed. Almost everyone involved with reforming FEMA agrees that getting help to people quicker is the biggest goal. The idea is to put the cart before the horse, with ballpark estimates of how much aid will be needed even before a storm hits.
The shock of a storm gives way to the question, how much help is coming? Tampa Mayor Jane Castor, who saw thousands of residents in desperate need after Hurricane Helene, says FEMA workers going block by block should no longer be necessary.
The federal government will know immediately the severity of that disaster and be able to provide funding.
The FEMA Review Council she's on is recommending to Congress that formulas be in place to use wind speed and water level to determine funding after a storm. They also want national standards for state and local governments to meet with their response before the federal government gets involved.
Nothing can be more important than empowering the states to take on this responsibility.
The council is also recommending FEMA only house those whose homes are uninhabitable and for flood relief programs to be privatized and hinged on updated flood maps. The recommendations come as FEMA is facing scrutiny over ballooning financial demands, upheaval among top staff, and concerns about efficiency. A group opposed to the panel's recommendation says FEMA should become its own cabinet-level department.
Survivors absolutely want a more streamlined system, and they need help to get to them faster. But these recommendations, particularly around individual assistance, in fact, slash the help that's available to individual survivors.
The 75-page report outlines how best to streamline the agency, both for administrators and for those who need help. While some of the burden is shifting to state and local governments, Mayor Castor does not expect that part of the change to make a huge splash in Florida, given the state already has a robust emergency response effort.
For the smaller towns that haven't been through these types of things, there will be teams that will be available to go to those locations and help them make their way through the response.
The recommendations are going to be sent to the president, but most of them would need to be passed by Congress in order for them to take effect. Mark.
All right, we will see if they do. Evan Axelbeck with us. Thanks much.